Hi everybody, here's a quick tutorial on how to make a fairy garden for either your desk, your coffee table, or just in general. Okay, so basically what you want to start with is some sort of base. I used a old coffee can lid and I use some gardening jute that I bought at the local craft store, and I cut it to the length around the edges so that I can glue it down and hide the brown. Okay, so you want to make sure that you secure the end really well so it doesn't come loose whenever you try to move it. Next is your moss, and you can buy these pretty much anywhere at any craft store. I picked a luscious looking green, and you're going to want to start hot gluing that down carefully and to where it has a nice amount of coverage across your whole plate. Once you've made it to the end of the gluing down the moss, go ahead and press it down to make sure that everything's secured and give it a little shake to make sure that anything that's loose comes off so it doesn't come off when you're doing the rest of your attachments. Next is your attachments such as flowers or gnomes or fay houses. In this case I will show you exactly the ones I use because I only use a few. Next is where you cut loose some flowers. I picked some up from my local craft store and just kind of cut some of these little small flower looking pieces off so that they stay really small and I can just kind of glue them down wherever I want. Okay, next is attaching your fairy garden pieces. And you're going to want to apply a decent amount of hot glue to the bottom of it so it doesn't stick to the rest of the moss. And try to make sure that you apply enough glue so that your pieces don't fall off when you're moving it around. Next is the moss mound, and you can buy these in a pack of about 10 at whatever craft store you happen to shop at. And I normally cut mine in half or into different pieces in order to make the mounds look a little different. In this case, I'm putting it in the back of the fay garden to hold a gnome. Make sure that you cover the bottom of this with a lot of hot glue to not only keep the foam from peeling apart, but to make sure that the moss that's underneath it doesn't come loose. And press as hard as you can to make sure that this is properly secured. Okay, next is to put on the rest of your accessories, and you can choose them any way that you would like, but apply a lot of hot glue to the bottom so that they all stay secured, so if you're moving it, it doesn't wobble and move. Okay, next is the flowers, and you can attach these any way you would like. I went ahead and took the smaller pieces that I had already cut loose and spread those across the entire garden, and then I took one that I hadn't cut into smaller pieces and I used it as a nice little flower spot to kind of break up the color a little bit. Okay, this is the last bit that you have to do, and you just add in a little extra moss on top to cover any thin areas you think is too over the top and will show the base. Hey guys, here's the finished Fae Garden, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment if you did, and go ahead and tell me if you've ever made a Fae Garden or are going to make a Fae Garden now. Have fun!